there. It's in the desert. And
It's
so
awful.
When you're driving, it's pitch black. You can't see anything. It was about 45 minutes out of town driving into the middle of darkness with this woman and her kid who was at this time getting cranky.
And she looks at you, you got to discipline my kid now.
And we showed up at her dad's house to watch a movie.
Oh, my gosh.
It's tough.
That's a tough night.
That's a tough night.
Dad, this scary movie's freaking me out. I'm not your dad.
It was a tough night. Yeah, and you could tell he was sizing me up to see if I was good enough for his daughter. I'm like going, I don't want to be good enough for your daughter.
I don't want to be.
Okay,
What can I do?
What can I say to blow this?
Leave a floater.
I do not want to be good enough for your daughter.
What would be the worst thing I could say to you right now? Because I want to say it.
Dunkin' is the official coffee of the KVJ Show. America runs on Dunkin'. The KVJ Show is now live on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Well, hello and welcome to your Monday KVJ show. Good morning, Virginia.
Good morning.
Did you have a great weekend?
I had a super mellow, restful weekend.
You did?
I did. It was
Okay.
very pleasant.
Okay, wow. It's amazing, huh? When
Well,
you
I had-
dial it back a little bit.
I had to unpack all my hurricane stuff that I took when I evacuated.
I got
So
you, yeah.
Literally, I had the SUV packed to the brim.
So you're just kind of trying to get back into the
Yeah.
swing of things.
Yeah. It looked like we had been on a 2-month European vacation.
Yeah,
So much stuff.
probably that way for a lot of people. Just kind of getting reset.
Taking down some of the hurricane shutters. Some of them are still up.
Yeah.
But, I just looked at the map. There's like more stuff churning out there off the coast of Africa. So I'm like, I'm not going to get on a ladder just yet.
Gonna leave them up?
Yeah, I'm going to leave up the upstairs ones.
Okay. Is that annoying if your neighbors put up their hurricane shutters to begin hurricane season and then they just don't take them down to the end?
We had Hurricane Andrew hurricane shutters up for, I think, over 2 years.
Okay.
And we didn't even get hit in my area. And I remember our neighbors didn't like it because I had put on the actual board, "Help Llama." And they're like, what does that even mean? It was all in tape. It confused the neighborhood. We never got hit with it either.
Oh, enough, huh?
We kind of like the way the darkness made our house. It was very cozy inside.
Yeah, some people do like that. Yeah, it's so easy to sleep when it's that dark.
The ones in the bedroom, I could leave up all year long.
Agreed.
They're so cool. It just makes your bedroom like a cave.
Yeah. So here in South Florida, we were kind of just, our own Dorian preparations. I think a lot of people are kind of backing out of those and taking down shutters and doing all that kind of stuff this weekend. There's a lot of other stuff that was going on as so many South Floridians are chipping in and trying to really help out the issues that are going on in the Bahamas. We'll talk a little bit more about that this week. We got our own big initiative that we're going to be taking on here at the KVJ show. So if you haven't heard about the 48 hours of KVJ, we'll give you details on that as well. So we're just selling in. We got a lot to do on the Monday KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in a second in your dirt, it looks like they are getting closer to letting us know who is going to be doing the Super Bowl halftime show in Miami.
Okay.
And this one sounds fun. I'll share with you the rumors coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, Pink turned 40 over the weekend.
Okay.
And her husband took to Instagram to put up the sweetest message, just talking about how proud he is of her and just how wonderful and happy they are. Just sweet, super sweet message. So happy birthday, Pink. Kelly Clarkson's new show debuts today. Is everybody excited about the Kelly Clarkson talk show?
I can tell she's already trying to get a little controversial. She's trying to get
she is?
Yeah, she's stirring it up, as they say.
She is. Okay.
She agrees with you, Kev. She doesn't like the rap in the country world. Do you hate that, or are you over it?
No, it's not that I necessarily hate it. It's just that, and I thought Old Town Road, I was completely fine with that song. But then there was another song that came out that sounded exactly like it. And I thought I'd heard another one that sounded exactly like it. And that's just what I don't like. I like something unique. I don't mind mixing country and rap. Just, I hate when they do that. When somebody comes out with a song and it's got a sound, that's all music tries to do is just keep giving you the same song over and over again.
Copycats.
Yeah, just, no, it was great and it was unique, but, let's do something different.
Do you want to hear her talk about it?
Of course.
She gets a little fired up now.
Okay.
I'm mad about it. That's right, because I'm a fan. And I like to go to shows. And I don't want to feel like I'm at some weird rock show where they start rapping. Why are you rapping in country music? Like, I don't understand it. Let's be progressive. I get it. I'm all about being progressive. But, like, come on. And it's not just one. There's, like, a lot of y'all. And it's bad. Sorry. But you know what? Y'all don't play people with boobs either. It's fine. It's like, oh, they got boobs. They're not a man. We can't play you. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Interesting.
What does she mean? They don't play any female country artists?
There's a discussion about the
Country
disparity.
So masculine. There's so many male artists and
Yeah.
a trickling of females.
That there is kind of a disparity in it, that there's not enough representation of female artists in country.
Stirring it up.
It almost sounded like she didn't even believe her own argument.
She does. That's what I'm saying.
As I was listening to the tone there, it was like, okay, what do you want me to do? You want me to attack what now?
You
Okay,
can tell
all
producers,
right.
like, we got to get people fired up. Come on, Kelly.
Yeah, here's your stance. Go get them.
And finally here, looks like J-Lo could be indeed headlining the 2020 Super Bowl that'll be right here in Miami. They say that she is in serious end-of-the-deal talks. She's been excited about it for months. The Super Bowl takes place in February.
Yeah.
And, she was, at least for part of her life, a resident of Miami. So she says, look, after a year of turning 50 and being in a place that she really loves, she feels it would be a perfect fit for her to do the Super Bowl halftime show.
Okay.
And I agree.
Okay.
And that's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
She might be there. I can tell you somebody that's not. That's the Miami Dolphins. They have zero chance of being in the Super Bowl this year.
Was it a rough one? I didn't check the paper.
They lost 59-10 yesterday.
I don't want to laugh because I know it hurts.
I mean, there were records set, like the Ravens. They look so happy. I'm like, if you want to just have a joyful day, play the Dolphins. At the end of the game, I mean, the Ravens it looked like it was everybody's birthday on the sidelines. They were so happy. Yeah, they were setting records.
It's early.
It's just
I'm trying
they
to
set the
be
tone.
positive.
I mean, the Dolphins are going to take that kind of butt whooping every single game, and it was so hot in the stadium yesterday. I saw these people. I'm like, why are you there? They were sitting in the sun, and the Dolphins fans look so miserable.
Aww.
I'm like, why are you even there?
I bet Marlins are kind of happy. Take the heat off of them a little bit.
Oh, they totally love it. Yeah, so it's the battle for the basement is going on in South Florida sports right now.
Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to kvjshow.com and click KVJ Gear.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got on your mind today, Jbird?
Well, I had this big old plan to go to Olive Garden with my friends on Saturday because I was supposed to receive my pasta pass this weekend. Very excited. And I kept going out to the mail, and I got ghosted by Olive Garden. They have not sent me my pasta pass yet.
Did you pay for it?
I did. I have my receipt and everything. I got too excited. Then I looked at the fine print. Pasta pass does not start till 9/23. So we have a couple weeks until it actually starts. I couldn't have done it this week anyway. Although they were supposed to send it to me this weekend, I have not received it. In fact, Kev, I really kind of did I delved into seeing what they have there at Olive Garden. Fettuccine, all you can eat. Spaghetti, rigatoni, angel hair. What is this, Virginia? What is that?
Cavitepi?
What is that?
It's just like a thicker noodle.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how well I know my pastas. Like, if you threw a rigatoni in front of me, I don't know if I'd be I wouldn't know.
Oh, I love me some angel hair. I like it real thin.
I love angel hair too.
That is good.
And then you can add the sauce. You've got creamy roasted garlic. Listen to all these options: creamy mushroom, traditional marinara, 5 cheese marinara, traditional meat sauce, and then Alfredo. And then they have all of these meats you can add on. Meatballs, sausage, chicken, shrimp. Is that bottomless? Bottomless shrimp?
I think so. You bought the pasta pass.
I did. Now, that's not the
Is
light.
there an upcharge for the meat?
Not according to my notes here. But
So you have shrimps without pants.
I just can't believe this deal.
Bottomless shrimp.
I really can't believe it. I want to do a pasta party with everybody. I want to know who.
But I bet they're very strict on sharing.
No. I think you have to get with people who have the pasta pass.
Oh,
They are
I
very
gotcha.
strict on sharing.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So, but I want to do a little roll call. Who out there's got the Olive Garden pasta pass?
Will they let you take any to go?
I don't think they will. Yeah, that's
That isn't it. Yeah, well, I mean, what if you've already dug your fork into a plate? They're going to just take it and throw it away out of spite? Or will they box that up for you?
I got food shamed because one time I paid for the buffet, but I put about 8 egg rolls in my friend's purse, and they saw me do that,
Yeah.
and they said, "Oh no!" They made me
Yeah.
put them back. I don't know if they served them, but they did not allow us to take those egg rolls.
To go from the buffet, yeah, everybody knows that.
I don't know. Does everyone know that? Clearly,
He
they don't.
knew that. Jbird even
Everybody-
knew that. That's why.
you knew
that's why you're
that.
putting them in a purse.
Right.
Otherwise, you just carried them out. You knew that deep down.
I was young. I needed the egg rolls. But yeah, let me know if anyone's got the Olive Garden pasta pass. I want to do a pasta party.
Okay, Virginia, what you got on your mind?
So over the weekend, I was doing a bunch of stuff around the house, and Panda had gone out with Rocco for a little while. They
Yeah.
were going to go run some errands, go get the car washed. And there was about like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I didn't hear from them. And I'm like, that's weird. And so I called them, and it went right to voicemail. I'm like, that's weird. So I was like, okay, I guess they'll show up eventually. Eventually, I got a call from Panda, like a panicked, upset call. He had gone to the gas station bathroom, and it was him, and it was Rocco, and it's just chaos whenever you're in there with Rocco. And he had dropped his phone in the gas station bathroom toilet.
Oh, dang! Wait, Rocco took it and.
Panda dropped his own phone
Okay.
in the gas station toilet.
Oh, that's tough.
Real tough. So he had to go to the store, get a new phone, like the whole drama.
So he didn't even try it when it went in the toilet. It stayed in the toilet.
He tried to get it out. He got it out, wiped it off,
Yeah.
brought it into the store. I know. The people in the store, they tried to fix it. It was unfixable.
Once
so-
you get it wet, man, that's when it's really, really tough. I've dropped mine in a toilet before, and I've dropped mine in a tub before. And you're right, it's over, baby.
It's
the water
so
damage
over.
really is tough.
Dang.
I had to get a new one this weekend as well. Look at this Cadillac.
Which one did you get?
I have no idea. I said the one that had the memory. I was gonna get the fancy one, and they didn't have enough memory in it, so I ended up getting this one. And because I cracked my screen, Kev.
Yeah.
The other day we were doing that video.
Yeah.
It would only cost me $30 to have fixed my phone. He's doing all of this work, and he goes, you know what? Because we can't turn off your phone, it's going to be an extra $180 because they couldn't turn it on. $30 compared to $180.
I don't know why is that? Why does that jack the price up?
He explained to me because he had to go in there and turn off the phone. It was this extra thing, and
That doesn't sound like that would be $130 worth of work. I'm just saying.
maybe somebody can explain it. But he said because you could not get into the phone because the screen was so damaged, it was $180 compared to $30. And then he's like, "Well, you could go to the Apple Store right now and get the screen fixed, but you know." And at that point, I was already there at the store for an hour and a half. I'm not gonna go to another store.
Oh, it's tough. No, I mean the charges can run crazy, like super fast on these phones. And
real fast.
well, they made them so great that we're so reliable on them that they know you're a sucker. You're gonna pay for it.
I've been texting people all weekend, like, "Who is it? My number's not synced up."
New phone, who did?
Yeah, it's so
Who dis? Yeah, I saw that Apple has announced some new features. They got the iPhone 11 now coming out. If you're keeping track, I lost track of the numbers. I don't even know what we're at anymore.
I don't either.
Yeah, they got the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Max. I guess that's what they call the
The
souped
big
up version
one,
of.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they say what they're going to be doing right now is they got the best-in-class camera night mode. It's going to be coming out. So I have noticed that if you don't have good lighting on a phone, even if you do the flash, that it just forget about it. Like you do, and lighting is very important. Natural lighting is the best thing. So apparently they're going to make that better on the iPhone 11s.
That's what the one guy was telling me. The difference between all of the phones, and we're talking hundreds of dollars, was just the fact that the camera zoomed in a little bit tighter. That was the difference between the money.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, what's the difference? Oh, it's the camera.
Yeah, that's it, because they don't have like any kind of zoom. I know you feel like you're zooming in. All you're doing is just kind of like enlarging the pixels so it doesn't make it a better photo. In fact, it will get blurry if you zoom it in too far. You're just cropping is all you're doing.
He kept on talking about the zoom. That was a big topic.
That's probably what it is. So I guess it's going to be better with the camera to take photos at night. You'll actually be able to zoom, because it looks like instead of whatever I've got like 1 or 2 little camera holes or something like that on mine, which maybe mine's a 10 or something like that. It looks like it has 3.
Oh.
So now they've added another one, Virginia. Before you know, there's going to be 20 little camera things on the back of your phone.
So when you go to a store like that, I went to Sprint, and the guy was really nice. He helped me, and he's the one that sold me the phone. Does he get a commission on that?
Probably.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
I wasn't sure how it worked.
So he's going to talk you up. He's going to want you to go with whatever the max level is. And
here I'm thinking this guy was the nicest guy.
he's like, a guy like you, a mover and a shaker,
Yeah.
a guy that's in the media.
He made me feel pretty good about
He's
myself.
like, yeah, you don't want to downgrade.
You look like a power player.
He said, you know what? We save these phones for important people that really are going to use them, that need them.
You're
this
right.
is a phone for you. And he pulls it out of some special drawer, like I'm saving this just for you, and it comes out of a velvet case. And
He did make me feel like I was a VIP. I felt good. Yeah, I felt like
he
a power
talked you
player.
up.
And then I saw myself in a reflection, and I'm like, no, he's lying to you. You do not look like a power player today.
that's why they a lot of times take the mirrors out of those stores. They don't have because they paint this picture of you, and you're like going, gosh, I'm attractive, I'm good looking, I'm a mover, I'm a shaker, and they don't want you to remind yourself of who you really are.
Dennys told me I was only going to spend $50. I walked out of there spending $450 with a pep in my step. I'm like, I'm important.
He had the 50 part right.
$450.
Because I had to get a new protecting case. I had to get.
A guy like you that does a full contact job, you're going to need the granddaddy of all the protective cases.
Don't make me feel bad, because it was
The phone was $180. How did you get to $450?
the phone was X amount.
He paid $200 in compliments.
It's $20 per compliment. I mean, this guy was laying it on thick.
It worked. It was a rough week last week. It made me feel strong. No, it was okay. You had the protecting case with all that stuff, which was probably I think in the $80 or $90 range. I got the full gorilla on that.
Yeah.
The actual phone on top of that. There was some kind of cancellation fee that they had to do.
They spin you around with all these fees.
They did.
That one malarkey fee of, if your phone could only turn off, we wouldn't have to charge you an extra $130.
I didn't want to argue it, but because we were at this point, it was an hour into it. He goes, it would cost you $30 if you went to an Apple store. But
yeah, what is it about their time that is warranting $130 on that?
I was beaten down at that point because I was thinking I have to go to the Apple store at the Gardens Mall. No, I'm not doing. Just pay. I'll pay, and that's what I end up doing. He beat me down.
Somebody texted in and said, the cell phone store associates only make commission on accessories, not the phone itself. And the screen issue was probably that the whole LED panel was broken instead of just the glass alone.
That might be it. Please say that's what it is. I can't. And I don't know anything about phones, so I would be the easiest person to take to the bank.
Yeah.
Take to the cleaners.
The cleaners. Well, take to the bank and I give them more money.
Yeah, so I don't know. Somebody who said that they've been fixing phones and laptops for 8 years said that it's BS, Bird. If your phone will not shut off, the tech just unplugs the battery. It's the first thing you're supposed to do anyway.
He had such kind eyes.
So who knows? Well, that's it, yeah.
He had kind eyes.
Yeah. And the other thing about the new iPhones, they got the night mode. They're going to have improved speakers.
Okay.
Even though they're going to be smaller, somehow they've made them better. And even though they're going to be smaller, and they say that they're also going to be getting a huge battery capacity increase of over 25%.
That's good.
They have to. Yeah, every single day when I leave on the weekends and I'm out, I know I'm going to be on my phone a lot doing whatever. Like by the end of the day, you're going to be doing that weird dance where you're like going, okay, I got to shut everything down. I got to try to, only respond to people who I care about, that kind of stuff.
I had a conspiracy theory that they have the technology to give you 100% of your phones. The charge would be so easy. You would have to constantly charge it, but they won't do it because they're making so much more money on the accessories like chargers and all that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure Apple's doing that. I'm sure they're up to no good.
Yeah, probably. Who knows, man? What I got on my mind, had a great time at the FAU game on Saturday. Unfortunately, the game didn't come out well for FAU. They kind of got blasted a little bit by UCF. But the pregame experience was a really good time. They had brass knuckleheads out there playing. It was really cool. And it was kind of funny because we went by, there's a student section for tailgating that they have out there. It's kind of like a big old corral, and it was crazy packed. I'm like, that looks like fun. Let's go check it out. My wife's like going, no, I'm not walking in there. She's like, come on.
Okay, party dad.
What's wrong? Yeah.
Let's go find our seats.
She's like, slow your roll. I had to go party with the old people.
Aww.
We were doing the slow old person kind of like a tailgate. But it was fun. Really good crowd that showed out. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. And so, it's kind of a nice night. And, they got so many great home games coming up at FAU that it's just fun. A lot of people go there. I know my daughter and her friends went there. I'm not sure if she went to the game, but they kind of go there. It's kind of a big thing around Boca. So when they got a home game,
go for the party.
Yeah.
And the White Claw.
Yeah, did you see everybody sending me that? There's a White Claw shortage, apparently.
I saw that. How will we go on?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Don't tell me that's not a planted story either.
It is. All this stuff is.
What is White Claw made of? Like unicorn
Water.
tears? I mean,
It's not that
we can't
good.
just go
It's
and
not that
immediately whip up a lot more White Claw. Oh, the demand. Go get it right now. Like, come on, White Claw.
I don't believe White Claw, and I don't believe Popeye's chicken. I'm not buying it. All these stories of, it's out, and people are going crazy for it.
Yeah, just way too much hype. I am not buying it.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Well, one of my big focuses over the weekend was really just kind of staying in touch with what was going on in the Bahamas. And I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with just how much people here in South Florida are stepping up and trying to help our friends and family over in the Bahamas, and the stories that are coming out. And you probably saw a lot of stuff on the TV. It's just unbelievable. It really is insane. I mean, what we went through in, 2004 with our hurricanes, it's nothing compared to what they're talking about in the Bahamas. And, I thought on Saturday morning I was going to be able to actually go over to the Bahamas a little bit. And there was a TV crew from Channel 12 that was going over, and they were taking all the TV people over to Nassau because Nassau really wasn't hit. And I'm starting to learn a lot more, too, about the geography of the Bahamas. It was the northern Bahamas that, was really devastated by this. But if you go down south to Nassau, and that's a popular cruise ship destination, it really wasn't hurt too badly. But they have power, and so they have kind of a hangar that was there that was all the TV and the media people that they were flying over, and they were doing their reports from there. And from there, then they'll take helicopters and things like that into Marsh Harbor, which you're hearing a lot of, which probably was the hardest hit. It's on the eastern end of the northern point there of the Bahamas. And so that's where a lot of the issues really are. With just pretty much, I was talking to somebody that was from Marsh Harbor that was there as I was waiting to see if I could get over to the Bahamas. And he had been rescued, and he was still going over doing, trips to try to help people. And he said, yeah, there's really nothing left standing. So everything was pretty much wiped out, and they're talking about trying to evacuate people. And I know that there are different places here. We have shelters that are open up in South Florida. Some cruise ships are trying to get people out. I'd heard about huge lines of people standing around at the airport just waiting to be evacuated and hoping that somebody could let them off the island. And I don't blame them either, because there's really no shade. All the trees, the vegetation was completely wiped off of those islands, and a lot of the buildings and the roofs that you'd be standing under for shade are gone. So just imagine standing, as hot as it was, could you imagine just nonstop standing outside in the heat that we have all day long?
And those poor people, I mean, I saw video and pictures. They're literally just standing there in the street like in shock.
Yeah.
Because their whole life just got crashed away by a 20-foot wave of water. And now there's nothing there, and they can't get off the island. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a tough place to be. So, I think that's something as we try to look at, okay, what can we do? And you might say, okay, well, what can I do here just being in South Florida? I think we're going to have a lot of opportunities as, we do have more Bahamians that are coming over here into South Florida and up in shelters. So we're going to look at different things that we can do. And one thing that we're going to be doing, especially here with the KVJ show, is we're going to do 48 hours of KVJ starting on Wednesday. We are going to take over the radio station and be on nonstop in an attempt to try to raise $100,000. Now, we're going to be adopting a town called West End, and it is on the westernmost end there of Grand Bahama. It's a little community that is there, but we just want to put our focus on them. A lot of people are focusing on Marsh Harbor and other places in the Abacos, but we're going to really focus on trying to get them up and going, and hopefully we can in 48 hours raise $100,000 to help them do that with our charity Little Smiles.
Because we're lucky enough, with the infrastructure of Little Smiles and the relationships, we have contacts over there of people that are in West End, and they're not leaving West End. They're actually staying, and they're helping the people that can't get out. And there are so many people that don't have the paperwork and the proper documentation to get out that have to stay.
Yeah.
And there's no water, and there's no electricity. And so imagine that you're stuck on this island, and there's no infrastructure.
I think that's part of it, and that was one of the questions, like, how do you get evacuated, when you're talking about customs and things like that? What is going to happen? And I know there was a ship that had gone over, and they'd hoped to bring over 1,500 Bahamian evacuees on Saturday morning to stay with, family here in South Florida. But because of documents and certifications, keep in mind, a lot of that stuff was probably destroyed in the storm.
Sure.
We couldn't get to it. So they only wound up getting 1,100 Bahamians back because of some of those issues. So they're trying to open it up and maybe, go a little bit more lax on some of the typical documentation that you'd have to get into this country.
Well, think about it. I mean, if people are going to be over there and they're going to die waiting for help, why wouldn't we want to help them before it gets to a dire situation?
Yeah, I mean, it's already, from what I'd heard, pretty dire. I was just trying to even check the death toll right now. I think they're quoting at 44, and everybody I talked to, the thing that they couldn't understand, and people were asking me, like, I knew something being in the media. I'm like, I don't know. They're like, why are they keeping the death toll so low? They're like, it's in the thousands. It's not 44.
Someone told me off the record the real reason.
Real? I'm curious. Why?
They don't want people to think it's as bad as it really is, because they want tourism to bounce right back.
Also, don't ever tell Virginia anything off the record.
Yeah, don't tell me anything.
I mean, off the record, Virginia. Okay, no problem. I'm going to go right on the air and broadcast it to everybody. I mean, that's the definition of off the record, not to broadcast it.
Well, not saying who told it to me.
No, but that is interesting, because they were asking me. They said, why are they not being honest about that? Because one person I talked to that was doing relief missions, so like, I stepped over 50 dead bodies easily just trying to get stuff out, and I didn't go that far. I was like, I don't know.
Someone personally told you that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's crazy, the amount of death and destruction, because a lot of these areas did not evacuate. A lot of these people didn't have any place to go. Imagine you already live in substandard housing, and you don't have the means to evacuate off of this island, which would require a plane or a boat, and then the storm comes, and now you're stuck here, and it wipes out your house. It wipes out everything.
Yeah. There was one story I was reading. Listen to this. Can you imagine this? I mean, what we've ever gone through with hurricanes here in South Florida is a story about this 36-year-old Bahamian named Wilson Youth, and he said he and a friend were the only 2 survivors out of 6 people that had sheltered with on Bay Street in Marsh Harbor. He said in the height of the storm, he and his buddy were blown off of a roof, and they landed on a piece of plywood that was floating in the waves of the storm surge. So they use that, and they're floating on this. So they make it to a tree they're clutching onto, and the water would rise up and toss them, churn them around, and they're holding on for dear life to this tree, saying this is the only thing we're anchored to. If we get washed away off this tree, we're going to die. So water's washing over their heads, but it would come in waves. So as it would recede, they would get a breath
Their
of fresh air.
heads were finally above water when it receded.
They get a breath. They go under. This happened for 45 minutes or more. That was what they were doing for 45 minutes to try to survive. And at one point, he gets clarity, and he looks over, and he realizes his ring finger is gone. Had no idea he was even missing a finger. And because of the water, there was no blood. And he said he found a piece of string hanging in a tree, and he bound up his finger. Wow. I'm like, that's a different kind of like.
Make a movie off that. Right, that one text you can make a movie on.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, so that's just one story of how many people from survivors and what they were going through, that if we ever, from anybody remembers 2004 here in South Florida, and I mean, compare that to that, and you can't even do that.
You can't.
Yeah.
We thank God have never seen anything like this.
Yeah. So I did see, and when we do call them out today, I got a lot of positive call outs. That people are doing some really cool stuff. I mean, I even saw a story that jet skiers saved 100 people trapped in their homes in the Bahamas.
Nice.
So people are doing whatever they can with jet skis or anything like that, just try to get people out. So, the rescue attempts still keep going on up at Harborside Place in Jupiter. They're doing some really good stuff. I think they had like 75 different evacuees that were up there, and they're taking really good care of them.
That's
and
beautiful.
For the kids getting them ice cream and doing stuff like that.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, the stories that are going on. So we hope that you'll be able to tune into us starting on Wednesday and help us try to meet our goal of $100,000 to do what we can as we continue to try to go on and help people. Yeah, somebody was texting in here to the show talking about the hurricane and what is going on in the Bahamas, and the death toll right now at 44, even though people are like who are going over there saying it will realistically be in the in the thousands. Apparently they requested 1,000 body bags, I'd read in the news. And somebody texted in and said, yeah, a couple of years ago when the Keys got hit with the hurricane, I know law enforcement friend of mine said there were dead bodies everywhere. They never tell you how many truly they are because of the tourism stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, what you were saying, Virginia, apparently is the case. That's why you don't get some of those numbers. And, for the Bahamas, 50% of their gross domestic product is involved in tourism and travel.
That's huge.
They're hoping to be able to rebuild the Bahamas. They're able to get travel and tourism going fast enough. And if you look at the island, they've got, 700 island chain, but a big part of it, like Paradise Island and Atlantis, they pretty much went unscathed. So Nassau and things like that are open right now. You can, go over there and if you want to help and get a vacation out of it, that would be a great thing to do. Make your vacation plans for the Bahamas to try to help give them some more money so that they can try to rebuild the northern part of the islands. So they said they were on track for a record year of tourism too.
Wow.
Before Dorian hit. All the hotels on Abaco and Grand Bahama are closed right now. But, when things start to open up, hopefully you can get there. And somebody also texted and said, 9 boats have been approached by Haitian pirates. That was part of it as well. I heard some stories about that too. I know you talked, somebody said the west end seemed to be fine, but I think it was more Marsh Harbor there were some issues.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
So far the west end was good, and that was confirmed by the Coast Guard. So they're keeping an eye now on what's going on and making sure. We need the Coast Guard. I mean, we can't have people going over there attacked by pirates.
Yeah.
How often do pirates hit up other boats? Is it something where every single weekend the Coast Guard's got to fight them off?
Well, every boater that I've ever talked to, and back in the day, we used to go to the Bahamas. Back before you needed a passport, all you needed was a driver's license,
yeah.
and I went many times. They always used to say, if you're going to cross, somebody has to have a gun on the boat because it has happened enough to where you need to protect yourself.
And that's not the only place in the world either where that happens. There's going to be other pirate areas.
Well, that was kind of it. Like a lot of people who meant well, they were loading up supplies in their boats and said, we're going to take this right on over. And then the pirates, see these people rolling in, and they're like, no, we're going to take that. And, if you didn't have enough ammunition and you didn't have the kind of security to be able to fend them off, they would just take your boat and throw you in the water. And
in most cases, do they just take this stuff to kind of scare you? The pirates kill?
I have heard terrible stories.
I guess it depends.
They want your boat. They want everything.
They want your boat, yeah.
They resell the motor. They resell everything. They're not just happy taking a few cases of water.
Yeah, there was one story I'd heard that a helicopter had landed and 5 guys with guns came out and took everybody's wallet and said, all right, fly off if you want to live.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Or we'll take your helicopter, too.
Well, it's like, if you want your life, you'll just leave right now.
Wow.
And that's part of the challenges is, a lot of people think it's just easy enough just to get supplies in there. I mean, it is, you're fighting a war on top of it to try to get the supplies of the people who need it.
Well, they had to shut down the place that we're going to be going into. So West End on the very, very tip has the Old Bahama Bay Resort. And it's a private place, but they have docks and people were bringing stuff into the docks for the relief. And at some point, there was so much fear and panic created, they had to shut the docks down completely because the place was about to get overrun.
Yeah.
Like, it's scary. It's real and it's scary, and there needs to be a Coast Guard, some kind of guards all over the place right now.
Yeah, they're trying to, but as we have our own Coast Guard that is over there, and they have been rescuing people. About 290 people our U.S. Coast Guard has pulled out of northern Bahamas following the hurricane. They're trying to get evacuees out. They're trying to disperse supplies. And then also, they're trying to deal with the people who got guns, who are trying to take advantage of the situation themselves and stealing supplies. Apparently, there was some people that were stealing supplies, and they were locking it into a still standing firehouse and holding it for themselves. And then people are trying to upcharge you. I heard that somebody was trying to pay you to come back. Like, if you wanted to leave, they're like going, no, you're going to pay me like $1,200 if you want to leave the island.
Oh, my God.
And so you got all this kind of stuff that's just the craziness of it, as I just heard it. So with everything that's going on, that's kind of a look at what people who are going over there trying to help are dealing with.
That pirate stuff reminds me of that Tom Hanks movie, Captain Phillips. You ever see that one? He plays, it's a real story.
Yeah.
How he gets taken over by
I'm
pirates.
the captain now.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's really legitimately when you get out into the Caribbean, what you're dealing with.
Well, the Bahamas was notoriously difficult to get anything done when it was operating functionally.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that about the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And now it's just mass chaos.
Yeah, that's just it. So this is something that we are going to have to pay attention to for a while. And it seems like the best thing is getting evacuees here, getting them some semblance of life and electricity. I had seen the best case scenarios, couple of months without electricity for a lot of those islands. Best case, they still have water contamination issues, so they can't turn the water back on. So it's uninhabitable right now, the island. So the best thing probably is getting people over and then trying to rebuild, deal with all the chaos that is going on. So as South Floridians, we just got to remember that if we truly want to do good by the Bahamas, we need to ride with them for probably a couple of years.
Yeah, this is not for a couple of weeks. This is a long-term project.
To help them rebuild and do everything they need to do. So, yeah, we've done phase 1 where we got some of your Dorian supplies last week. Phase 2 is we're really going to work on the town West End and adopt them and try to raise $100,000 this week. But then we've got phase 3 and phase 4, and probably we'll get to phase 80 by the time we're all done with this thing. So that's just kind of the way it goes. How do you know when you are obsessed with your pet?
You put a lot of pictures on Instagram. A lot. You do photo shoots that last an hour.
The New York Post came out with a list of the top signs you're obsessed with your pets. They said number 1, yes, they have their own social media account. 44% of pet owners said it's over the top.
I don't have one for Chewy. I don't want Chewy to be that exposed. I don't want him speaking to the people.
You just put them all over yours.
I do.
I've seen a lot of pet Instagram or social media accounts. You've thrown them a birthday party. Sign that you're obsessed with your pets.
When's Chewy's birthday?
Chewy's birthday was a month ago. He's 13.
Oh.
Did you celebrate?
I did. I got him some snacks. I got him a bone. I got him some toys.
A little party?
Yeah, I kind of did. I guess I did.
You buy them a lot of clothes or accessories.
I buy him different collars. If I see something cool, I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool collar for him.
Okay. You'd spend more on a special meal for them than you would for yourself.
Hell no.
Okay.
He draws a line.
Yes.
They sleep in bed with you most nights.
I would sleep with him. So he can't go upstairs. He gets scared. He's got all kind of anxiety and medical issues. I've brought him up a few times. He's not down with it anymore. So I now sleep on the floor with him downstairs. It's kind of why I'm walking like Yoda these days. It's not good for my back. But yeah, I sleep with him.
You do, huh?
I do sleep with me some, yeah.
So are you going to have to, kind of like, if you've got grandma or grandpa living with you, you have to put everything on the first floor?
Yeah.
Are you going to have to redo your whole place now so the bedroom's actually in the living room, the living room's
You
upstairs?
sleep on the floor every night?
I do. I sleep on for the last, I would say, 3.5 weeks, I've slept on the floor ever since my TV broke and fell, and it changed the whole dynamic of my house.
Why is it you're living like a hurricane evacuee?
I had a hurricane before hurricanes even hit, dog. It was weird. I know. But yeah.
Some would say you are the hurricane.
And some would say you're mean.
Another top sign you're too obsessed with your pets. You've worn matching outfits before.
Oh.
Have you ever seen somebody with a matching outfit with their animal? You've turned down an invitation because your pet couldn't come with you. They say you have more photos of your pet on your phone than any human being.
That is true. Does Mags or Rocco not want a dog? They don't like pets?
I'm allergic.
I thought you were allergic to cats. I feel like you're...
I'm allergic to everything. Cats, dogs, grass,
There's not a kind of
trees,
dog you can get, I thought.
mold, pollen. I did that scratch test where they do the whole markup on your back to see what you're allergic to.
Yeah.
I was allergic to 53 out of 70 things they tested.
There's dogs though that you could get that you wouldn't be allergic to.
Everybody says that, but I'm allergic to the saliva. If the dog licks me, it gets red.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever it licks me,
You're a
I get,
mess.
Yeah. Your hypoallergenic dog won't do anything for my saliva allergy.
I feel like if Chewy stayed with you for a week, you would not be allergic. Little
Oh.
test, a little.
I'm good.
You've taken them to a pet spa. Sign you're obsessed.
I have not.
Okay. And you call them your child or your baby. Those are the 10 signs that you're obsessed with your pet. And they say 34% of parents in a new poll said they prefer their pet to their kids.
Aw.
Wait, what? 34%?
Oh yeah, that's a real thing. There are people who definitely like animals more than people.
Come on, parents. Gotta say what up. Couple people having some birthdays today. On the celebrity front, quick little birthday shout out to Michael Bublé. He's turning 44 today. And Adam Sandler's 53 today.
I gotta say happy birthday to my brother. His birthday was September 2nd. I'm a little late,
Oh, Lord.
but happy birthday.
Okay, you're only 1 week late.
Better late than never.
I had somebody sent me a photo of Adam Sandler's house in Boca on the water. It's a pretty nice little place.
I bet.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
that he has a nice place.
He has a very nice little crib there in Boca.
That guy has so much money.
Yeah. Also, happy 4th birthday to Ty Michael from Mommy, Jayla, and Callie Ray. Also, happy 14th birthday to the greatest son in the world, Matthew, from Mom, Dad, your sister Kaylee, and Cutie Pie, Baby Star, Huggy, Apple, Blackberry, and Kiwi. Also, happy birthday to Sassy and Aaliyah, who turned double digits, 10 years old, from Mom, Dad, Big Sis, Annabelle. Happy 9th birthday to Carson, love Mom, Dad, Cameron, and Brantley. And got a birthday shout out here for my boss, She-Mac, and also Jonah, turning 9, from Mommy, Daddy, Leah, Sweet Pea, and Liam. Bigfoot is real. Yeah. I got a birthday you want to hit us up with. You can. It is mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. Are you guys ready to think? Are you ready to think fast?
So ready.
So ready to go.
Let's do this.
All right, well, we're going to see here. We going to be putting Virginia up against Jbird and even the very fast-thinking Dennys.
Here he
Going
comes.
to be jumping in here.
Come on, turtle.
Quick little round of think fast here.
Turtle.
Turtle.
Turtle. That's how Virginia says it. What's up, turtle?
Turtle. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something for a category, and what you've got to do is try to come back as quickly as you can with something that would apply. Suits is going to help me judge on this round here of Think Fast. It's got to make sense.
Good.
Doesn't make sense, you're not going to get a point.
I'm hungry this morning. I'm in the mood for some witch.
Okay.
Come on, take a bite.
Okay, here we go. First up, Think Fast. Here is the category. Name a weird place to be nude that starts with the letter C.
Church!
Seems like, is that a tie? Is that just a cancel out? Yeah, because I think Virginia and Jbird at the exact same time with the C. You guys thought about being naked at church? How are y'all so quick on that
I
answer?
actually got in trouble for drawing boobs in the middle of church. On the pamphlet, I got in trouble.
You did?
Yeah, I was 7.
Okay. All right, maybe we forgive that. Okay, we're going to watch
He was
that.
dreaming about possible nudity at church.
I was.
I'm just glad you guys are here ready to think, man. I mean, that was impressive. Wow, what a way to jump right back into it. Okay, it's a type of seed that starts with the letter M.
Magnolia. Seed?
Seed.
Marmalade.
Magnolia tree.
Marmalade seed?
Mustard.
Virginia. Yes, we're going to go with mustard seed.
What did you say the first time?
Magnolia.
All right, magnolia tree seed.
There's no marmalade there?
Marmalade.
Marmalade seed?
I thought there was seeds in marmalade.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to look at that.
I mean,
Suze.
maybe there
There's
could
pieces
be.
of orange.
pieces of strawberry.
There's pieces of orange.
I can admit, I should know more about jam. I don't. My jam knowledge is low.
You probably haven't had jam since the 90s.
It's been a while.
Fat Karen, I got some strawberry jam that way you would love.
Yeah, okay. Virginia with the first point here. Think fast. Next one. Something you might milk that starts with the letter P.
People! People!
Yeah, you can milk people. Absolutely. You could milk some people. Yeah, you can.
You got milked at the Sprint store.
Yeah.
Okay. Something you might lie in to take a nap that starts with the letter H.
Hammock!
Jbird.
Oh, it's fast.
You have
He
taken a. Did you just throw your back
He
out
pulled
playing
his
Think
back.
Hammock! He pulled his back playing Think Fast.
Gosh, I didn't even move that much.
He pulled his back yelling.
We've been sleeping on the floor for 3.5 weeks.
Good point.
Yeah, we might need to change that plan up. I don't think it's working for you. All right, you are up 2-1 on Virginia.
Ooh, look at you.
Denny's still yet to get on the board here.
I thought we were still doing it with the phone, so I wasn't ready. But I didn't know we switched it back.
Yeah, people are like, let's do it this way. All right, here we go. Next up. It starts with the letter S, and it's what you get when you pound your meat.
Sore.
Okay, all right. I guess we'll go with that. I was kind of going for schnitzel, but, you know.
Oh, with this crew?
That
Come on.
was a tricky one.
That's real tricky. I agree.
Yeah, I guess we'll take that answer, though.
What's the score right now?
2 apiece.
Dennys.
All tied up. All right, let's see here. The next person to get a point is going to be our winner here today.
Okay.
And think fast. Okay, here we go. Next up, for the win, Dennys, you've been mathematically eliminated. A musical instrument that starts with the letter T.
Damn it!
Virginia.
What did you say?
Tuba.
Suits is saying Virginia's in first. Virginia got the win on Think Fast.
Where's that cap? That championship hat? I'll be wearing it all day.
You will not. You'll take it off as soon as we go to commercial.
So heavy. It weighs like 5 pounds.
It does. It'll give you a
Instant
neck cramp.
Neck cramp and headache.
Yeah, it's some tough stuff to have to deal with over there. Yeah, it's very tough. Jbird, I know you need to call out producer Denny's cat. Again, is this the rude one? What's going on?
This is Rufus the talking cat. So I have this brand new, beautiful computer book bag. Beautiful, so nice. My other one was terrible. I had sauce explode in it. Sure enough, Rufus, right before I find this out, we're working on something at Denny's house, and I end up passing out on Denny's little futon area. All of a sudden, I feel something just jump on my head. It's Rufus the cat. He was on the top of like the curtain area, jumped on top of my head and woke me up. I thought I was getting mugged.
Oh, this cat sends a message.
Oh, he does.
About 40 minutes later,
That's the message.
something wet on my bag. The damn thing peed on my new computer bag. Rufus did.
It's a power move.
It's not the first time
Yeah.
he's done this kind of stuff, and I feel like he does not like me, and he's absolutely showing his dominance.
He hates you.
He does hate
Yeah,
me.
he doesn't like you
If
there.
he could, he would kill you.
He likes to kill.
What was that thing I heard about cats that if they were bigger, they would kill all their owners?
If they could, they would kill all their owners.
That thing would absolutely kill me and love it.
There's no doubt. If it were bigger, it would definitely take you out.
Totally.
That's horrifying to think about.
It is.
There are a ton of really positive call-em outs on people who have done some really good stuff for the people in the Bahamas. People have taken over their own supplies. They are over there volunteering, and they're doing what they can to disperse the supplies. I think that's absolutely amazing. Somebody said, yeah, I got a good call-em out, too. The town of Lake Park is collecting supplies for the Bahamas.
Lake Park?
So the 18th in front of the Kelsey Theater on Park Avenue from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
I went to go get Camille's Pizza the other day, and they had a big old line right in front of the Kelsey Theater. I saw it.
So that's just one of the things that people are doing. Like I said earlier, Harborside Place calling them out, putting up 75 Bahamian evacuees right now. I know that there are a lot of different groups that are doing things to try to then entertain them. And I had even heard that I think it was one school, they've even set up like up there. I think it was at Harborside Place. They were talking about that. They brought in tents and things like that so the kids can continue their education.
Aww.
And they're going to do what they can so the kids can kind of have a little semblance of still staying in school and things like that. Because I think, weren't you saying, Virginia, that the storm hit on what was going to be the first day of classes in the Bahamas?
Yep. It was back to school when the storm hit. So they never even got to start their first day of school for this year.
Yeah. So that's really cool stuff. So somebody else said, I want to give a positive call out to all the people who came out to Coral Cove Park in Jupiter yesterday and cleaned up the beach and collected a work van full of supplies for the Bahamas. Awesome people. That's some really good stuff that people are doing. So congrats on that. And somebody also texted and said, yeah, Kev, I just wanted to let you know that you had called it. Remember that story about the 6-year-old kid that was saving up for a trip to Disney on his birthday, and instead he gave the money to the victims of the hurricane? He was on the news the other night, and of course Disney got wind of it, and they're going to be hooking him up. He will be getting all the treatments possible.
Good idea, Grandma.
It was a brilliant idea because not only do you look just like such a great selfless 6-year-old kid, but now you're going to get your trip to Disney kicked up by an extreme amount.
Smart.
It was.
Oh, a great business move.
Yeah, smarter than we are. Coming up here in just a bit, time for another round of Rock, Paper, Shock.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
I lost last time to you.
Yeah, you did. You went around, you were beating everybody else, though. Now, what we're going to do here, whoever draws the lowest card, and Jbird has already played, so it'll be the rest of us drawing. You have to wear the shot collar, and then you play each show member in a game of rock, paper, scissors. And if you lose that round, you get a shock.
So early.
I'm in Virginia's head. I'm going to do nothing but rock. Or am I? I don't know.
Jbird definitely does have a strategy. I figured out by watching him play.
I like getting in your head.
Yeah, he does definitely have a strategy. Okay, so myself, Virginia, Dennys, Suits. All right, let's see who gets to play next. All right.
Well, I could just get to watch. I'm going to get some snacks.
But
Yeah.
each of us is going to have to play eventually, right?
Eventually, but the thing is I know, like, I'll get no volunteers, and we'll sit here and fight about it. So
like we do with everything.
with everything, it's just so much easier for us to just draw a card and do it that way.
So what were the rules on this? If you lose, you get shocked. If it's just one and done, you get shocked once?
No.
Thanks for playing.
That's not it at all.
I knew I shouldn't have said the directions on the air. What's the rules, baby?
Again, the rules are whoever draws the lowest card has to wear a shot collar and then play each show member in a game of rock, paper, scissors. When you lose, you get shocked. Okay, that is the rules. Okay, let's see what Virginia's got over there.
It's not good.
Okay, good.
It's real bad.
Good. What'd you get?
It's a 3.
Oh.
I mean, that is bad.
Y'all, I've learned not to get excited when the witch pulls a 3 because a 2 is still out there. And she has witch powers.
Dennys, what you got?
I haven't looked. I got a 6.
Okay. Being Vicious V, Suits, hold your card up in there. He's got a 7.
Okay.
Okay. Virginia, looks like you are not going to do it. 'Cause I got a 2.
Oh, my gosh.
I got a 2. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah.
I was ready to do the chant, shock the witch.
Yes.
Shock the
What you
witch.
say, but it's still coming up.
You're
Just not
right.
going to be this week. Well, I'm going to get the shot collar strapped on me here in just a second. Quick little call them out, too. I wasn't aware of. Somebody said, just to let you know, positive call them out. Dustin Johnson and Paulina Gretzky, they made about 1,000 backpacks with supplies for kids in the Bahamas and delivered them this weekend.
Nice.
So very nice that a pro golfer like that is doing something really good. Okay, Denny's got that on nice and tight. Okay.
Strap them up, Dennys.
Yeah. I want to thank one of our listeners, too. Very smart. We're kind of got a little change to the name of the game. Shock, paper, scissors. Yeah, shock, paper, scissors. Yeah.
Shock pepper scissors.
Like it was just meant to happen. Okay, so I drew the lowest card. I got a 2. So I've got a shot collar strapped to me, and I'm going to be playing each show member in a game of rock, paper, and scissors. If I lose, I get shocked. Okay.
What's the shock level on? 5 at least?
I can set it to 5.
Yeah, at least.
Oh, come on. What are we doing? No, what are we doing? 5?
Oh,
What are we doing?
3 is plenty.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
y'all
4?
are so
Virginia's saying that because she knows she's going to be wearing it too.
y'all are so soft. Go, but bump it up, Dennys.
What's Suit saying in there?
You had it at 3?
I did not have it at 3.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to go around the room. Got to play everybody. Jbird did pretty well. All right. Rock, paper, scissors.
You going against
Who
the
do you want first?
You want the witch?
I'll get the witch first.
You want the witch meat?
Yeah. I'll go against Virginia here. Shot,
All right.
paper, scissors. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Got it.
That's how we do.
I know there was
Okay.
some confusion last time.
I know.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Rock to rock.
To rock.
It's a tie.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, scissors. Got her.
Oh,
Ralston takes down the witch.
Scissors got paper.
He's 1-0. 1-0.
Want to know?
Who are we going to
Okay.
take now next, there,
I'll
Kevin?
go for Dennys next.
They call him Denny's a peace train. Peace train. Going against Kevin Ricky Ralston.
Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, shoot. What do you do? You did a karate chop? I think
Denny,
you lose
that
just
was
for
paper.
that.
Denny's
Denny's.
He did paper scissors.
Paper lies flat, Denny.
We're gonna call out Denny's just for messing up the game. Kevin, you win. Denny's threw a shark fin, whatever that is.
I started with scissors. I changed
What's
it to
a
paper.
shark fin?
I've never seen that in my life.
No, Denny's loses. It's like we should shock Denny's.
Oh, I can't wait till he gets this.
Shark fin.
I panicked last second.
Okay, all right. I got suits through the window. I'll go ahead. I can see in there. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, he got me. He went rock. I went scissors.
Oh.
Hit it up.
Is it? Which one is it? You're the say bringing the pain.
Hit it up.
In 3, 2, 1, bring in the pain.
Very good.
It burns, huh?
Nothing's going on.
Hey.
It lingers.
Gosh, it does. Oh, it just, you know what? It's like a very intense bee sting.
I am doing nothing but rock. I'm telling you my strategy right now. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom. I'm going to be throwing rock. Nothing but rock.
Okay.
Nothing but rock.
Nothing but rock.
That's all I'm throwing is rock, Virginia.
Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? Me versus the bird. This is shock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Boom! Rock! I told you I was going to do rock, and I still beat you.
Yeah, I
What'd
should've-
you do?
You know
He
what?
did scissors.
I know.
Scissors?
All right, hit me
Oh.
up again.
3, 2, 1, bringing the pain.
Oh! All right, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it
You
go.
have to tap and release.
Ha, ha, ha.
He
Let it go,
holds
let it go.
it.
I'm not doing it. I do the 3-second hold.
3 second
I
hold.
thought that was the rule.
No, I tap and release.
Oh, wow.
No, he really.
Wow, Virginia, wow. She doesn't even get picked for the punishment and she's complaining.
I tap and release for you.
Oh, you do not.
I do.
I know, you're such an innocent, such an innocent soul over there.
I think she's trying to set up kindness because she knows that.
Then
I'm just trying to get law in this town.
take away the power from me. I beat you with rock.
Oh, man, that's some intense stuff. Okay, what'd I do? I went 50-50 and then Dennys. I mean,
Denny.
He throws that shark fin at you.
so I lost more than I wanted, and then I had Dennys. Coming up here in just a couple minutes as well. Oh, boy, more problems with Rocco on the KVJ Snapchat.
Uh-oh. Again? From this weekend?
Yeah. We have that, Dennys. I assume that's, somebody just texted me, let me know that, I don't know if you know that, Rocco. Oh, what's going on there, Virginia? I thought we were trying to curb him off the KVJ Snapchat, and you were taking away electronics because he's using bad language, and it doesn't seem like this is, being very effective.
We went the other way, Kay. We gave him a whole YouTube channel.
Yeah. It really does feel like we've gone the other way. Like the child is not being encouraged to make more snaps.
Okay, when did this
more swears?
When did this go off and what's on the snap?
It was yesterday while everybody was watching football. So we weren't watching Rocco, we were watching football.
Now,
I went back and looked at it.
Now, how is he getting on the Snapchat? I mean, if we changed, is there a password you need, or he's using your phone?
He's
so
just
it's-
grabbing my phone. Yeah, I don't even know the password.
Yeah. Okay. Jbird.
I gotta hear the audio.
Apparently, he just can't be stopped.
Apparently, he's that slippery, Kev.
Apparently, he cannot be stopped.
I gotta hear the audio, and I don't like giving opinions about kids. And stuff.
Is he getting in trouble for each time, or is it just we're like, okay, we just stop punishing him now for the?
Oh, I don't think he did anything that bad this round. Now he's just like being wild and being silly.
So he didn't swear?
Okay.
He may have been singing song lyrics and swore.
The text said, not sure if Virginia is aware, but Rocco is on the KVJ Snapchat cursing again. Something about the Bills, and you can kick my bleep. So
I didn't see that one. I saw when he was running around and he had the Snapchat going and he's running around and he like ran into a piece of furniture and like hit his head and his neck, but the whole thing was snapped live and it's so funny because
snap your neck.
He really did hurt himself.
All right, so here's my if we're let's just go full gorilla with this thing then. If we're only gonna go half in, half out, let's do like we did. Let's make him do like one of those rappers, like the gangster. What was it? That the bad girl. She's like, yo, yo, yo. Remember that?
Yeah.
Let's just go full on viral.
We're gonna make him an evil.
Let's just do it then.
Make him a heel.
Well, not to make him a heel, but
I mean, he's a 4-year-old kid, though. I mean,
I'm kidding.
He's hard. He's real hard.
I'm completely being sarcastic.
Somebody thinks that Virginia should get shocked every time Rocco curses.
I don't hate that. I love that.
That might be a good idea. So if and that seems to be the strategy sometimes. Like if the parents aren't punishing the children, then you punish the parents instead. So the kid will put the punishment on the parents.
What exactly did he say about is he swearing on there? Because that was the whole punishment.
I didn't see that one where he's swearing. I just saw the one where he ran into the furniture and snapped his own neck back. And
was there any swearing, Dennys, that you saw? Oh, okay. Yeah, so you just saw. You only saw the one, so apparently he's done multiples.
Yeah, the people in the chat room are saying he's swearing.
Oh, I need to go look at him.
Yeah, and somebody had tweeted at us too that said, "Hey, didn't know if you knew, but I was on Snapchat and I was trying to find the KVJ show because people just, for their own sake, want to see what's going on here." And it said, I was able to find the KVJ Snapchat by just putting in KVJ show, not the KVJ show. Hope that helps some of your listeners.
Gotcha.
If you're looking for us on Snapchat.
Oh, does Dennys have the audio?
I don't know. Apparently whatever was there, because, people were letting us know.
All right, we'll judge this audio.
Okay. All right, so is this a swear or not? This is Rocco getting a hold of the KVJ Snapchat again.
Who do you think's gonna win the Bills? Now kick my ass.
He's not supposed to be saying that.
Okay.
Okay.
As she laughs.
All right.
As she laughs.
He's not supposed to.
I mean, listen to her. She's laughing.
Yeah. So, is there going to be a punishment?
I keep telling him, but
I keep telling him.
Shocker.
Oh, I keep.
Shock the witch.
Rocco, you got to stop that. Come on, Rocco.
Stop that, Rocco.
Rocco, come on. You cut it out now.
I don't understand why he's swearing so much, Kev.
Here's the one where Rocco falls and hits his head.
Go in. Just a little. Come down and up.
Oh, okay.
To fall.
All right. Well, there you go.
that had me belly laughing.
So Mama loves it.
I like when people fall down, though.
So punishment or not? None? Ask Snapchat? No?
I'll take him off of it for a little bit. I'll give him a respite.
You should check him out for 8 hours.
Yeah. Oh, tough stuff, man.
This traffic report is brought to you by offleaseonly.com. Shop thousands of 2015 to 2019 cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. All priced thousands below retail now at offleaseonly.com. Don't pay more. Offleaseonly.com. The earlier incident on southbound Florida's Turnpike, Okeechobee, has cleared, but we do have another infraction out there on the road. Crash in Palm Beach on Florida's Turnpike, south before Boynton Beach, and traffic backed up until Lakeworth Road. This traffic report is brought to you from Lindstrom Air Conditioning and Plumbing. This is Cy Dobbins reporting live on 97.9 WROMF.
And we're looking for ideas, too. What can we do in that 48 hours? You are going to be able to hear it. We're going to kind of boil it all down. So if something bizarre happens at 1 a.m. and that guy, whoever was just doing traffic a second ago, decides to step in here, then, we can have some of the highlight traffic reports.
Cy Dobbins, yeah.
Was that Cy Dobbins? I've never heard of him. I haven't met him in the halls yet.
New traffic guy, I guess we hired.
People were texting about it saying, wait, who is that guy doing traffic?
Yeah, it's from across the pond.
Oh, he is. We got a British traffic guy now?
We do. He's a cool... You guys haven't met him yet? I rode the elevator up with him.
Oh, you did? I have not met Cy Dobbins. I was like, wait, who is this?
He's very newsy, very concentrates at the task at hand.
Right, another alter ego.
You might be schizophrenic.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You guys haven't met Cy yet.
Okay, well, there we go. We got a new traffic person, Cy Dobbins. Welcome to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Okay, we got a lot of comments rolling in here. Mark moved from Stewart to Boca, and he was a little taken aback because apparently he didn't feel like the people in his new neighborhood in Boca was as friendly as his old neighborhood in Stewart, and he's trying to, be neighborly, and he's been been given the cold shoulder, and then all of a sudden on his car there's an envelope of fast food coupons. And, some kind of comment about, I'm sure you could use these or something like that. And he's like, okay, well, I am a pretty big dude. He does like fast food.
Okay, then. Why are we complaining?
Well,
why are we upset?
He's just like, okay, was this some kind of message? Is this an insult or is somebody trying to be nice to me? And I get it, but, my clue was, one, coupons. And somebody said, yeah, I agree, Kev, that seems to be an older person thing, cutting coupons. And then the envelope is what threw me off. So I'm like going, yeah, that's an older person thing because young people don't have envelopes. And that just started a whole different thing to do here.
The envelope fight.
Yeah, we'll have to get into that here in just a second as well. So we almost have two things going on here. Some of the comments that people would text in. One text said, if they did it to be nice, they would have given it to you in person, Mark.
Not necessarily. That's not true. I know a lot of people who do nice things that don't want a face-to-face confrontation.
Mm-hmm. Or just maybe they never knew in your home.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody else said, I think it's an insult. I lived in Boca for 20 years, and we were known as the white trash of the hood. Boca people are rude, all ages. Okay. Somebody else said, okay, so Mark's going to ostracize an entire community because one unknown stupid person did a stupid act. Get over it.
Again, I don't know if this is a stupid act. I think y'all be a little oversensitive about this.
Yeah, if you don't want the coupons, I know a guy that does.
Yes. Somebody else said, I'm in Boca, not raised. Sounds like an old lady with good intentions.
That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what I'm thinking it is too. Yeah. And then people are saying to me, what la-la world is Kevin living in? Boca people are the most self-entitled people I've ever met, and it's not an old people town anymore. They're just jackasses there. Okay.
There's jackasses in every city, y'all.
Okay, Denise is on here from Boca. Denise, what are your thoughts? Is somebody in Boca trying to insult Mark, or was it actually a nice gesture misunderstood?
It was probably an insult. I live in Boca, and we've been there about a year. Mm-hmm. And I consider ourselves, we live in the poor section of Boca, I tell people, so that they don't think that we're snobs.
Okay.
But they probably were not being nice to him.
Okay.
Sad but true.
We don't know that. That's just her opinion.
I know. We really don't know until you find out the mystery, and it could have been. It's just, how would you take it? Because he's like, all right, I'm just kind of wrestling back and forth with, are they trying to be nice, or are they trying to be insulted? Is there something I'm missing here?
Be a friend when somebody takes a dump on your car. That's when you're like, oh my gosh, these people are lawless.
Mm-hmm. To me, I still think it is an older person who no longer can eat fast food because their doctor said you got to eat healthy now, and they were coupon cutting, and they had an envelope, and they're like, oh, I bet he likes fast food.
Our new young portly neighbor would appreciate
And they didn't mean it in a rude way. They're just like,
no, they don't realize portly is an insult.
Oh yeah, old people, they're like little kids. They're very honest.
With his size and girth, he clearly likes some fast food. So here you go. Okay, so now on to the next thing about the envelopes. What do you think? Stephanie is on here from Port St. Lucie. You're 34. Do you agree with me? I have a theory that a lot of young people don't own envelopes in today's day and age. What do you think here, Stephanie?
Okay, my theory on the envelope thing. Yes, I'm 34. I have 3 children, and I rent my home. The only thing that I use an envelope for is maybe to pay my rent because I rent my house. Other than that, yes, everything for the most part can be paid online. But our landlords and realtors don't allow us to just electronically pay them. We have to drop off a check in an envelope. Sometimes I just find a random one laying around and throw it in there. And then other times we'll just go buy an envelope from the post office or whatever. But it's very rare that I really highly doubt that if you find someone 30 years young and younger, that they're going to have envelopes in their house unless they're renting their home. And as far as the Boca thing, they're they got their noses too far up their behinds, I'll say it nicely, to think of that being a nice gesture. I think that, someone's not trying to be nice with that situation. I don't think that was a nice gesture at all.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that even with whatever you think of, some Boca people, is that they would even take the time. It's like that's a lot of effort for an insult.
And that call proved nothing. But she says she's 34 and she does use envelopes for the rent. Of course,
but she'll usually get it. She doesn't have them in her house.
But
she'll go and buy an envelope individually.
But she still uses envelopes, and of course,
one thing.
We're not saying little kids use envelopes, but you're making it sound like a 19-year-old. What's an envelope?
There is a massive landslide of texts.
What's an envelope?
What's an envelope? Do you lick it?
No, listen, my daughter and her roommates, all 21, live in Boca. They don't have envelopes. Kevin's 100% right. I was made fun of just the other day for having envelopes, and I'm 24. Kevin's right, I'm 35, and I go to my dad for envelopes. I agree with Kevin. I'm 43, no envelopes. I'm 35, no envelopes. Everything is paid online. Haven't used an envelope since the 90s. I'm 38.
Hey, Jbird, I'm 19. I love envelopes, and so do all of my millennial friends.
They're not millennials.
Zach from Boca. All right.
Elena is on here from Boca. Elena, you got a comment about envelopes, and you should know something because you work at Office Depot.
Yes. I have never had a younger person under at least 45 come in and buy envelopes. Normally older older people. And personally, I live with my mom still because it's very hard world. And whenever I need an envelope, I need to ask my mother. So
okay.
I don't think it was meant in a mean way.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of get that too because I'm thinking it's an old lady who's coupon cutting that had an envelope because really only old people have envelopes today. Just basically what I was saying.
This envelope feud is the dumbest fight ever. I don't know why I want to keep arguing with Kevin. I just want to keep saying kids love envelopes.
Go read the text messages. There's about 3,000 of them. They're like, yes, who has envelopes today?
It's the dumbest fight.
You still need envelopes.
Me and Virginia are holding on strong. We need envelopes, damn it.
Don't get rid of envelopes just yet.
Don't go buy stock in an envelope company is what I'm saying today.
K. Jacobs in the chat room. I'm 28. Have envelopes in my desk.
Okay.
Boom.
Anybody in a professional world needs envelopes.
There are a few people that have them, like I'm saying, but, I just think that the envelope world is sliding away.
Here comes the envelope people. Heather Ray in the chat room with 34. Ton of envelopes.
Maybe if you don't have an envelope, maybe you don't have a job. I think if you have a job, everybody's
you don't have a job.
Envelope.
Okay, so only people who are unemployed now don't have envelopes. That's your theory, Virginia?
I know, because I've done it. We all take envelopes from work.
We were starting to win the envelope war until Virginia got all crazy.
Okay, so
crazy
only
things.
unemployed people.
I do not stand with Virginia.
I thought I would kick this up a bit.
All right. Let me see. Maybe we need to do a poll on this. I'll have Dennys. And we'll find out, yes. Do you believe that younger people are buying envelopes today? Or are they just stealing them from work when they actually need one?
What a feud.
Yes. And people are all over me for some reason. It's, I say envelope, it's envelope.
No. Hold on. Hey, can I borrow that envelope? Oh, yeah, it is envelope.
They're saying I'm saying it wrong, envelope. They say it's envelope. Please, I cringe every time you say it. It's not envelope. Go to Google. It says how to pronounce it. It's envelope.
And
Come on, man.
Do you cringe every time?
Every time. Like, ow!
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk talk about, baby? It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth. Ow!
Well, whenever you get storms, you see a bunch of dumb people out there. There was a guy in Myrtle Beach that was ironically driving a truck that said Common Sense Construction down the side, who drove into the Atlantic Ocean. People are like, yeah, he probably shouldn't have been doing that because, of course, the massive waves are crashing all over the vehicle and they're worried about him. The passenger was able to get out, but the driver still was inside the truck, even though there was really no damage. Why couldn't he get out? Oh, because he was that hammered.
Oh.
Yes. Decided to get a little bit lit up before the storm and then drove his truck right into the ocean. So there you go. He was arrested, given a DUI. I mean, they got enough stuff to deal with when a, storm is coming in, other than the drunks driving their trucks into the Atlantic Ocean.
Really, dude? They should give him some kind of extra fines.
Yeah, probably, because, you're distracting the cops from what they really need to be paying attention to because you're an idiot.
And they got to pay to tow your truck off the beach.
Yeah.
You should have to pay for all that.
You're right. They should kick it up a notch. Timing should count with your DUIs. And the drunks are back at NFL football games. Did you see the viral videos going around of the drunk Cleveland Browns fan? They were doing a live news report, and the guy is on the news, and he's talking, and in the background, you see a guy that is standing on top of, like, a truck or a van, and then as the guy's talking, whatever, he's probably about 4 or 5 cars away, so I didn't really notice. The guy just all of a sudden withers and falls off of the van or whatever it is and goes down hard.
Oh.
Yeah, they had to take him to the hospital afterwards to see exactly what was going on with him. But
and that all happened in the background of the live shot?
Yeah, background of the live shot, yeah. In that fall, if you were wondering, if you saw the viral video, he fractured his skull, shattered his shoulder, and has 6 broken ribs.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
He fell hard.
Yes. So there you go. And his son on Twitter is claiming that he had not been drinking, that he actually had suffered a seizure.
Oh.
So that is the claim that is being made.
Well, that's a wrinkle.
Yeah, as you're trying to wonder out what was going on with that story, because everybody's like, well, how drunk is this guy? So his son is saying he wasn't drunk at all. So, I don't know. The mystery continues in Cleveland. There's a guy in Ohio, not Cleveland, that called the police to complain that 2 cops had taken his weed. Okay.
How rude of them.
It was pretty rude.
How dare they take his weed?
I had 2 cops come here last night and steal my weed, and I want it back. It's only like 4 grams, but it was really good weed. And from what I know, 100 grams is cool, right? Or am I wrong?
You are wrong.
I'm wrong.
Where did you get that information
What are you talking about? 100 grams is legal. Am I wrong?
It's not. I'm just here to tell you that it's not.
What do you mean it's not, dude? Where you been the past 2 months? I know I'm right here, dude. Don't try to talk to me like I'm dumb.
Is that real?
Yes, he believes 100 grams is legal. Like, that's the personal use.
This is your state, Ohio.
Yeah, it's Ohio, yeah. There are a lot of dumb people there.
Aw.
Yeah, and the call, he also said it was, quote, prestige bleeping weed, using the F word.
You can tell you love that weed.
Prestige,
Prestige bleeping weed. Yeah. We've heard this kind of story before. Pennsylvania couple was like, Christmas come early. They looked in their bank account, and mysteriously there was a gift of $120,000 in their account.
Wow.
What does that mean? Big old shopping spree, right? Yeah, they went right out. 2.5 weeks, went through almost the entire amount, $120,000. Then about that time, the bank realized they had made an erroneous deposit.
Oh, no.
Said, we're going to need every penny back. They said, well, we don't have it. We spent it. They're like, okay, well, you're going to jail.
I always felt like if the bank makes a mistake, you should keep the money, kind of like a free pizza. Sometimes you get that extra free pizza, you ordered 2, they brought 3. Oh, keep the 3rd one.
He's right. They're not going to get the pie back.
They're going to give it back. You get to keep that pie. You should be able to keep the money from the bank. That's their mistake.
All right. Think so, huh?
I do.
Okay, that's an error. Where there's a guy that actually works at Domino's who might agree with you. In fact, his job every single night was to take some of the money to the bank. But he's like they're just giving me the money. I'm like, I should probably take a little bit of it home and some up to the bank. He couldn't believe that they called him out when they realized $28,000 was missing and had him arrested.
Oh.
I just think if a bank does that and you spend it, you shouldn't go to jail for it. You shouldn't get in trouble. They made the mistake. It's called a windfall, baby.
Okay. Well, there's a couple other problems going on here. Another idiot in Ohio tried to kill bed bugs with rubbing alcohol. He forgot, though, he had covered his entire place in rubbing alcohol, and then he knew he needed to relax afterwards because it's very stressful trying to kill bed bugs, so he lit up a smoke.
Oh, no.
His entire house burnt down.
Oh, well, he got the bed bugs.
That's true. It's a good way. Showed them. There's a guy in Oregon that died from a heart attack shortly after an employee at Target falsely accused him of having child pornography on his phone.
Oh. Did he really have it?
Nope. Now the family's suing the store.
Oh. Should.
Yeah.
It's a rough claim.
Another bad claim and mistaken identity here. A news anchor in Philadelphia has filed a $10 million lawsuit after her image was used without her permission for dating and erectile dysfunction ads.
Hers?
Yes.
Her image was used for ED?
Her image, yes.
Okay.
Maybe if this won't give you then this will. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd think you can't do that. Just take a woman's picture for something like that and not get in trouble for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, though. I had a buddy just recently did a photo shoot for something that, and I was like, just check all that fine print, man, because you never know. You think you're doing it for one product, and then next thing you know, you wind up being the face of erectile dysfunction.
You hang out with male models?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Wow.
you know me.
Look at you.
I mean, everybody I know is so handsome.
A guy gets new hair, and now he don't
yeah.
roll with the regs.
Oh,
No,
I know.
don't.
I know.
No, if you're not model material, you're not in my clique.
Me and
No,
my
I
clique,
roll.
we grew up on the wrong side of the tracks with the new Kevin Ralston.
Yeah. Uh-huh. There was a 73-year-old woman in India that gave birth on Thursday. And that should make her the world record holder for the oldest person ever to give birth. She had twins, which she delivered via C-section, and she and the babies are apparently doing well at 73.
73?
That's
I mean,
like biblical birth.
aren't you tired? She did have IVF. It wasn't like a natural
Yeah,
thing.
but still 73.
Still.
I mean, that's her eggs, right?
Look, if we're still on the air and we need a little kiss in the ratings and you are old like that, would you have a baby?
No.
70s?
Factory is done. Why don't you have a baby? I have two.
I shouldn't have asked this question.
Why don't you have a baby?
Yeah,
I don't. I'm busy over here.
You're right. Never mind.
You don't need a wife to have a baby. You can have a baby without a wife. You know that, right?
This just sounds like it's shaping up to be like a 1990s sitcom. Oh,
Yeah.
one radio DJ and a kid.
Let's pick this discussion back up on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. when Virginia has 48 hours to go at it.
Let's do
Oh,
this.
bring it up. Bird will be an open book, whatever you want to talk about during the 48.
You know, I love me some Andy Cohen. He's doing it right now. No wife, no husband, and a baby.
Really?
Yep.
Let's
Okay.
talk about it. Let's
I can
get
see
into
you
it.
with a baby.
Wow.
A little sweet, chubby baby.
We raised $100,000 for the Bahamas, and Jbird gets a kid.
Yeah.
This could be an amazing 48 hours.
I love it.
Lives will change. Well, there's a photo going viral now of a husband who apparently spent 6 hours standing on a flight. Why? He's so considerate. His wife wanted to lie down across the road asleep, and so he just said, "That's okay. I will stand this flight so that you might lie, my love."
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
He could have sat, though, and she could have put her head in his lap and then had the other two seats.
You're not
going to
go viral if you do that, Virginia. You don't know anything, do you?
Exactly. All these kind, nice people, they have to report their kindness so they can go viral. They can't just be kind. They got to make sure they email Ellen.
Virginia kills every viral idea. You notice that? You have a great viral idea, and she's like, no, it makes more sense just to have her put, no, Virginia.
And I think most of these viral ideas are a bunch of, premeditated.
Of course they are.
And I saw the picture, too, of the woman. She was barefoot and had her feet, like, all hanging off the edge of the seat. I'm sorry. If you're going to go on an airplane and bring your feet out, at least put a sock on it.
Welcome to the Jaded Hour.
Now, we're right at the top. Is it ending or is it just beginning?
Oh, it's just beginning.
Oh, just beginning. Okay. We did ask something on the KVJ Show Facebook page yesterday. What was the first thing you did that made you feel like an actual adult?
I got my license, and the first thing I did was I went to McDonald's with my friends, and we got so many cheeseburgers. I remember thinking, oh, it's so good to be an adult.
Yeah, I think that's it, and that's why kids so desperately want that, is that sense of freedom, and you do feel grown up. I think for a lot of people that is going to be it. And, right at the number 2 response that we got from the Facebook page, something around the car, either, getting your license or buying your own car, making a car payment, but that kind of like freedom. That's why cars are so important to American society, because it's that rite of passage. I can take myself anywhere I damn please. The number 1 thing, moving out or your first apartment.
When I moved into the dorms at LSU, I was just like, whoa, I am literally on my own. I am free. I don't have anybody to answer to. Like, I'm in charge of everything. And it kind of makes you have a panic attack a little bit, too.
It really does, because I would wait every single Friday to get a little bit of meal money from my dad. And, we didn't have that much money, so I was literally waiting for like $20, $25, and there was some Fridays where the mail wouldn't come, and you wouldn't eat that weekend, or you had to really fight to find something to eat. But all of that, I think, makes you tough. I loved it.
What I think was interesting for me is, like, as far as like feeling like an adult, because I got my own apartment, and that was all great, but then it was just like a summer camp feeling for me. And I finally felt like I was becoming an adult when I actually didn't run out to go party or stay out all night. Because anytime I was ever given a moment, I would always sneak out of the house. I was trying to run the town all night long. I'm like going, you could go run the town all night long. I'm like going, I don't want to. I want to stay home and watch a movie. And I'm like going,
you're like, who am I?
What's going on?
Yeah,
what's going on?
I didn't go out to a bar before because I was so enthralled with this PBS yoga special that was on. I'm like, I'm going to stay home and watch this.
That's when you're like, okay, this is a sign of you've turned a corner.
Yes.
You could be set free and go run the town and get crazy, but you choose to stay home and watch PBS. Number 3 answer people gave was buying alcohol legally. Made me feel like an adult. Number 3 response we had. Number 4 was voting. And then number 5 was when I had a kid, having a baby.
First time I got my ass kicked by a bouncer, I felt like an adult.
That really, yeah. There were a couple other answers that we got here that were outside of the top 5 that we got. The first thing you did that made you feel like an actual adult. Sunshine said, I made the decision to eat a healthy meal over ice cream, Oreos, and candy for dinner by choice.
It's tough. You do know you're an adult when you start doing that.
When you actually like, I'm going to have vegetables.
Nothing is more exciting than when you're a kid and you just eat all this like kid food, like ice cream with Oreos and gummy bears, and you're like, this is great.
I did
no
that
fear of ramifications.
I did that this entire weekend. I just threw caution to the wind this weekend.
You ate like a kid?
Oh my God.
You went after it?
Did I?
What'd you have that was so good?
I had some more strudel. I'm on an apple
you
strudel
on a
run.
strudel kick, yeah.
Strudel.
Yeah, and but I also got some apple turnovers as well. So good. Publix has good apple turnovers.
Yeah? Well,
yeah.
You got fruit in there at least.
Virginia got me all ginned up talking about birthday cake, so I got a little birthday cake. Ain't nobody's birthday.
You buy candles just to make it look like you're having a party.
Legit, yeah.
You know you're not.
Yeah. Amanda said, I first felt like an adult when I took a trip on my 18th birthday and I booked and paid for it all on my own.
That's big.
Big stuff. Yeah, those overnight little vacation stays, you're like, look at me.
I'm fancy.
Jamie said I was at church and I was invited to an adult Bible study. I was 21. I was like, oh, wow, I'm now an adult. Yeah, I think any of those kind of variations where you now start getting segregated away from the kids into like, oh, you're in the adult classes now or whatever. Like, okay. It's kind of a weird feeling. And Hillary said, the first time somebody called me ma'am. I felt old. Or like an adult.
Did my taxes the other day, and I called the woman ma'am, and then I'm thinking, was that insulting? Because she was older. She was awesome, but then I called her ma'am, and as I was saying it, I go, oh, how's it going, ma'am? I realized I might have been insulting her.
What is the rule on when it's insulting? Like, what should be because it's all on looks, and you're trying to judge, and that often, a lot of times, is deceiving.
I was just trying to be respectful because she was older than me, and I wanted to show her that I was there to be respectful.
I don't think it's ever a bad thing to do it, to show respect.
Yes, it was coming from a place of respect.
And I would never take it as anything other than respect. But some people get all bent.
But you
don't call me ma'am.
But if she looked like she was 20, you would clearly say miss, right?
I wouldn't.
Or would you say ma'am?
Miss Kevin as such a mansplaining mean term.
So you don't say miss? Is miss something I need to take out and just call everybody ma'am, even if you're 20?
If you call a certain girl miss, you're gonna get some.
Really?
Oh yeah, you'll get some clap back.
Oh, gosh,
Especially
I
if
didn't
she
know
writes.
that.
If she writes for Cosmo, look out.
Wow. Oh, I didn't even see. That's something else I got to be aware of.
Would you be offended if said miss?
No. But, I mean, it takes a lot to offend me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not set all soft like a lot of these people walking around.
And she's really old, so it's flattering.
I'm real old.
The deli woman called me sweetheart the other day, and I was just, oh.
I bet you melted.
Oh, I did. I melted.
I do kinda
I'm
like
like, oh,
sweetheart,
lay it on me.
I do kind of like that. Yeah.
I like terms of endearment.
I do
Yeah.
too. It's friendly, it's sweet, it's meant from a loving place. Like, how can you get mad at that if someone calls you sweetie?
Or ma'am.
Or ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Or honey bun or whatever. That's what I love about the South. Women always like, oh, honey, come here.
Sweet and mannerly, yes.
Yes, I love that.
No, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Sir's another one. I got crap for that. I called someone sir. I'm not a sir. So rude to say.
How is that rude? It's the opposite of rude.
It's supposed to be.
It's actually intended to be polite.
Respect.
And respectful.
I think Kevin's been trying to go to commercial break for a good 7 minutes. We keep talking.
And furthermore.
His finger's been on that button for so long.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm talking about how do you know that you're an adult? How did you first feel like an adult? What exactly was it that you were doing? Somebody's texted and said, I felt like an adult when I started watching the news every morning while getting ready. That's a very adult kind of thing. How about getting excited when you notice that Walgreens has vitamins on sale?
I was
Yay!
I was in the pharmacy and they had these vitamins. They were, I guess, discontinuing the line, and it said 70% off. I almost dropped Rocco. I was so happy. 70% off vitamins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even take vitamins.
It shows.
That's mean.
I'm kidding.
I get it. I got the jaundice look going right now. I get it.
Somebody else said, when I had to choose between baby formula or beer. Ooh.
Oh.
You obviously go with beer, but that is a tough decision. Wow. Babies can drink beer, right?
That's why you should breastfeed.
Yeah.
Boobies are free.
Okay. That's your own little theory there, huh?
Yeah, I love the fact that it's free and your body makes it.
I know. I wish we could breastfeed Kool-Aid. That'd be kind of cool.
If you drink enough of it, maybe you would. Okay, how many of these will Jbird pass? The 10 tests of adulting 101.
Bring it.
Okay, this is actually a theory. Can you swallow a pill fairly easily?
No. No, I struggle with pills.
I don't have that problem.
I get them stuck. I'll have to eat bread balls after to push it down.
So you and your dog take pills the same way?
Oh, man, the other night.
They gotta hide in a piece of cheese.
I had Benadryl, and I had to take a big piece of a scone to make sure that it went down.
Scone?
A scone. You know what a scone is?
Yeah, they're so harsh. You need something more moist.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
I washed it down with a scone. Nobody ever says that. Why don't you wash it down with sand?
Well, I also had drink. The drink wasn't working. Sweet Dennys saw the whole thing. It was alarming. He's doing the Heimlich on me.
Where's the cameras when that went down?
We had another guy over. The guy that saw this all go down, he was a little shook.
He was a little shook.
Yeah, because we're talking all of a sudden, I'm choking.
I have a feeling you're going to do well on this list.
Okay, hope for one right now. Okay, number 2, can you neatly wrap a gift?
That's adorable. Remember we did that challenge one year where we all had to wrap a gift and bring it in?
You're trying to guess who's who's.
I'm the Publix bag guy. The presents inside are great. The wrapping, not so much.
Okay, all right. So we're going 0 for 2 on that.
0 for 2.
Do you know how to write a check?
I do.
Yes, you do.
Unfortunately.
Okay, there we go. Could you sew a button back on? Okay.
Hell no.
Okay, we're 1 for 3. Could you fold a fitted sheet?
You know what? I don't like the witch laughing at me. Can I bring in a folded sheet tomorrow?
Oh, please. Do.
I will say this, though. When I do fold shirts, every shirt is folded different. And one will be a ball, like a meatball.
A ball?
Then the other one's like...
I don't know if that's called folding.
No, there are certain shirts you have to fold ball or ball fold, I guess. You have to do the ball fold.
Leave your balls out of this. That could be the problem. Your balls are getting all caught up in your shirt.
When they get so long, yes, you do have to do the ball fold.
No, I'm not good at that.
Do you regularly have the oil in your car changed?
We spoke to his mechanic. He said he drained Jbird's oil and it was like molasses. He's like, you haven't changed this in like years.
I am what I am. I don't know what you want from me.
It was sludge.
The only kind of oil that I got on my brain is sub oil.
Olive oil.
Can you kill a spider without screaming?
I wouldn't kill a spider.
Okay. All right. Is that a no or yes? I don't even know. Okay. Do you always put your laundry away right after it's dry?
No.
Okay. Do you make your bed every morning?
Not every morning, but I do make my bed if someone might come over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The ladies coming over.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
No, for example,
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
I'd have someone fix my TV. I made my bed. It's not always about bow, chicka, bow, wow.
And can you change a flat tire?
Yes, I can. Takes me a minute, but I can do it.
Okay. All right. So we'll say 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10, 20%.
I can say. Yeah.
I'll take that.
He's coming along here.
All man. Why is he single? I can't figure it out.
Because I want to be single, because I don't want to deal with people like you on my ass about stupid crap.
Yeah, he's doing great.
KVJ not only does a radio show, but also does an after the show podcast. Watch or listen on kvjshow.com.
Coming up on Wednesday, we are going to be doing 48 hours of KVJ. 48 hours is how long Hurricane Dorian sat over the Bahamas as a Category 5 storm. It only moved 100 miles in that time. The devastation is unbelievable, and day after day, we're finding out a little bit more, hearing some unbelievable stories of what people were going through in the time that storm was over the Bahamas. And for a lot of it, it really just looks like you need to somehow take a bulldozer and push all the debris somewhere. I don't even know where. I mean, you're going to have to start getting the debris off the island. First, you got to get the people off the island. I mean, there's just years of work when you look at you are rebuilding the northern Bahamas of what that storm did. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the regular KVJ show on Wednesday morning. Then at 10 a.m., we're going to kick off 48 hours of straight KVJ. We're taking over the radio station. Our attempt is to raise $100,000 in cash with our charity Little Smiles. We're going to start with a town on the West End. It is called West End. It is right there on the western tip of Grand Bahama. It's the oldest community actually on Grand Bahama. And just like the other towns are there, and there's so many to help. And, you know, we're trying to also, too, let people realize, like, West End is a smaller community, and sometimes they're talking about, hey, we don't get the supplies that some of the bigger towns do.
It's true. During Hurricane Matthew, a lot of the stuff, you know, it came into Grand Bahama, came into Freeport, and a lot of it never made it to West End. And so focusing on an area that's kind of far away from the busy hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of good in an area that goes forgotten.
So we're looking at West End to also bring attention to some of the other ones, because we had gotten a text earlier. Somebody said, you know, the islands that are east of Marsh Harbor are in dire need. Specifically, Man O' War, 300 homes isolated by water only, no airport to fly stuff in. And I'm kind of frustrated because in a week, only one supply boat has been there. I have family there, and they themselves are trying to regroup. Many of us are ready to go over and help, but the Bahamian government won't let us in. So there are a lot of places that like that little town that, you know, so we want to point out to West End that they have issues too, but the other places do as well. So we're trying to do everything that we can and help with the community. It has been amazing, though, what South Floridians have already done. And throughout the weekend, I was in touch with different groups just doing different things. There are a lot of evacuees that are now coming over here. Already there's like some 14,000 Bahamians that live in South Florida. So that means that, you know, a lot of family are leaving the Bahamas and coming over and staying with family. But part of the problem is that, okay, what if you don't have family in America to go stay with? You know, where are they going? How are they getting over?
And if you don't have, you know, the legal documentation, the passport and all that, like a lot of the people are stuck there.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in a devastated area. No power.
Right.
No running water. No food. People are starting to get a little crazy, and it's a scary, scary thing.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. They say on Marsh Harbor, a lot of the 20,000 residents seem to have already left, but there's still a good amount of people that are left on Marsh Harbor. And I was talking to a guy from Marsh Harbor on Saturday, and he said, yeah, there was really, as far as what he saw, was really only like one building that was kind of half standing in Marsh Harbor.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Everything else was just annihilated.
Yeah, pretty much. So, trying to get all the aid in there, it is good what's going on. The United Nations sent 8 tons of food and supplies by ship and some 14,700 ready-to-eat meals, as well as logistics and telecommunications equipment has been shipped in there. So they're doing all they can, but it's still a lot of work. So over here, even in South Florida, keep your eyes open. I want to try to find, if you know of any groups, like I was talking a lot with the people from Harborside Place in Jupiter, and they're already housing 75 evacuees and trying to do stuff with them. And so trying to do stuff there. But I saw in shelters in Lake Worth there are people, and so everywhere else. So let us know if you know of stuff like that. If we know of the need, then we can definitely try to help any way we can.
During that 48 hours we're going to be on the air, you're saying we got to really stretch ourselves, get a little weird. Tell me if you like this or not. Maybe late, maybe 1 a.m. I do a little one-on-one interview with a mime.
Yeah. So it's going to be how would that go?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how it would go, but
you gotta tune in.
I'd probably tune in and just find out.
Gotta tune in. He's a mime. He can't talk, so we have to somehow. We got to communicate,
I like
baby.
it.
All right.
I like it. Put that down.
You're going to blossom during this 48.
It's really made for him. Yeah.
This is your 48.
I am prepared for this 48.
We are getting a ton of ideas. I do appreciate everything that everybody's sending in here for what we're going to do. And we kind of said it at this because we had a meeting talking a little bit about, how are we going to set pricing and stuff like that. The one thing I can tell you right away is we're going to do $50 for a shout out. Like if you want a shout out, like, hey, say whatever to whomever, or just, say my name, $50 on that. And if you want a song played, a request, and we're going to pretty much play anything as long as it doesn't break FCC standards for decency, then we'll play your song up to 4 minutes. So you can't say, hey, play that new Tool song. It's 10.5 minutes. Yeah. So we're going to put a 4-minute limit on the song, so it's not like a crazy long song request, but $100 for that.
Gotcha.
And so if we're paying by 4 minutes, Tool will cost you $250.
So if somebody says, hey, I want to see Jbird shampoo Virginia's hair and Kevin's hair, I got $1,000. You guys are down with that?
Yeah, I think, with some of the bits, you got to figure out, I think for a lot of those kind of requested stuff, depending, you're probably looking maybe at about a $500 donation to the Bahamas.
Okay.
Is what we're talking about. Because, some of it's, pain and massive embarrassment. I think somebody had offered $500 for me to wear a Speedo for an hour.
Bro, it's nothing. And I'm never going to call you bro again. I don't know why I said that.
Thank you very much, yeah. So we got a lot of great emails, so I appreciate that. Mail at kvjshow.com. So we've gotten a whole bunch of different ideas that we'll be going over on the After the Show podcast today.
I've just been writing down every weird, random thought that I have for the great 48 we're doing.
Yeah.
It's a long list of weird nothing.
I had an idea. I thought since we have 48 hours, one of the biggest things we've always tried to do here on the show is for years we've been trying to train Jbird in how to run the controls. Like if he ever had to step over here and say there was a problem, and and in fact I remember one time, we did that prank on Jbird where I disappeared and you disappeared and he was the only one left in the studio and the song ran out and he's
it's real nice of you guys.
Yeah, so
what if Kevin strokes out one day?
Yeah,
so if
I'm getting to that age, you never know.
I could be good up until the point where we have to start firing commercials and I have to change something. Everything else I would be good. I could dump somebody out if I had to. I could pick up a phone call, but if it's something to wear, I have to do something with commercials, we are screwed.
I was thinking about this. We work on training Jbird, and there's a great training tool that we have here in studio called a shot collar. And so we work on training Jbird on running these transitional elements where he would be responsible for song, commercial, things like that. And if he's smooth and going great, it's all fine. But for every little mistake, we give him a gentle little shock and nudge.
I feel kind of bad, though, because I'm better than what you might think I am. And I know the audience thinks I'm way worse than what I am.
I know you're getting better.
Is it one of those things where Dennys, during, name that nut, he knows what the nut is, but he has to act like, oh, I don't know what the nut is.
No, you don't know. I want you to legitimately go for it. Yeah, because I want to really, once and for all, because, we've done that where, everything's all torn up and you're doing this, but if we really, had this situation where Jbird is going to run all the controls, and I go over there and sit in his spot, and he's over here for 30 minutes, legitimately, and knowing the threat of a shot collar is on him for any mistake he makes.
The only thing that sucks is I was planning on doing a little whiskey drinking during the Great 48. I can't if I'm at the...
We'll do that first then.
Okay, I love it.
We'll start off.
I love
the
it.
first 30 minutes we'll do that, and then you can drink all you want.
Fall apart later.
Yeah.
No, we got to pace ourselves for the Great 48. You can't be drinking too early.
Yeah,
because then you'll have to be like drunk, then you're sobering up, then you have a hangover.
Then you're drunk again.
But then you hear the process.
I am not drinking. No.
Let's not say the word not. Let's play it by ear.
It's going to be quite a time. Again, regular KVJ show on Wednesday, and then we kick into the 48 on Wednesday at 10 a.m. There will not be an after the show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just to let you know.
Because you'll be getting it.
Yeah, and for people who are like going, I live way out of South Florida, yes, all that stuff will be, so you'll have tons of KVJ material, so it's going to make up for not having the after the show podcast.
Are we doing an after the show podcast on Friday as well?
I don't think so
okay,
on Friday.
All right.
Because I don't know.
No.
I don't know what else I'd say, unless we're just like, okay, we've got to talk about some behind the scenes stuff we couldn't say on the regular show. If we're compelled that we just have stuff to say.
And are we still good on our Friday night?
Yep, we are. So when we finish 10 o'clock on Friday, we got to go home and go to bed.
I won't be able to nap. There's no way. Coming down from that 48? Hell no.
I will sleep like a baby.
Cocktails and karaoke Friday night, 7 o'clock, Brother Jimmy's, Rosemary Square in West Palm.
Hopefully it's a celebratory party where we're dancing around because we raised all the money.
Hopefully there's no fighting on stage.
Yeah.
I don't know. 2 weeks in a row, you had real fighting on stage.
You're right.
A lot of fun.
Now it's like a streak.
$100,000. We got to do it in 48 hours. I'm like, come on, please.
We got to do it.
What do we got to do to make this thing happen?
We just got to.
It's just our personal goal.
Tell your friends.
That's right. So start getting the word
Please,
out.
please tell your friends.
Starting this Wednesday. Yeah, the stories have really been amazing of just what South Floridians have been doing with the Bahama relief efforts. And thanks to everybody who's really stepped up. I was with a lot of people that are just volunteering their entire weekend, doing stuff and helping with supplies and getting evacuees over to South Florida, and then doing stuff with the evacuees while they're here and getting supplies in there. I mean, there were some scary stories that I was hearing of what people were doing. I mean, some people were, risking life and limb legitimately to go in there and to try to help and what is going on there. And then you've got that added element of pirates, looters, all that kind of stuff that just is a wild card on top of battling the elements and everything else that they're going through.
It's a desperate, scary place over there because these people have been through hell and back, and they are shell-shocked, and it is a mess over there. Mm-hmm. It is way more high of a body count than they're talking about on the news that the Bahamian government is trying to say 44 people. Oh, please. That is way off from the facts and the truth.
Well, and the one thing that I had heard is a report from somebody that had been over to Marsh Harbor that you cannot see even with the photos on the news was the scent. The smell is apparently very pungent over there, and it's tough.
That's real tough.
Yes. So you add that into everything else that is going on, and it is as bad as humanity can get. So that's why, we've done all that we can so far, and I see South Florida just saying, hey, we're not going to give up the fight. And that's the key, is remembering the Bahamas in 2 months, in 8 months, in 18 months, because this is a multi-year type of rebuild to get everything.
It really
back.
is, and we realize that, and we're ready to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody who's been messaging us and sending support, what they're going to be doing during the 48, how they're going to give, how their workplace is going to give.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that, and that's what we're going to need to make this successful. Everybody telling everybody.
I'm hearing a lot of great stories. Shout out to West Palm Beach Fire and Rescue. More than 60 medical professionals, too, went in there on a cruise ship to go and help out and lend their services for free. So you're seeing a lot of medical villages and stuff that they did. I know Christ Fellowship took a lot of stuff over, so big props to them and all they did. So they've got cruise ships and things like that going in there and trying to bring in supplies and get people out at the same time. But it is a kind of a chaotic situation that is going on over there.
That's the only way to describe it. Just chaos.
Yeah.
Total and complete chaos.
Mm-hmm. So, but a lot of love and props to everybody who is doing something there to help out with the relief efforts.
Do you need more KVJ Show? Find everything KVJ at kvjshow.com.
All right, we got the After the Show podcast coming up here with some more ideas, kicking around some stuff for the 48 hours of KVJ. It's going to be starting on Wednesday to raise $100,000. Give to the Bahamas, hearing some great stories of what people are already doing, getting some money together. So we'll be sharing all that stuff coming up. Before we get into the After the Show podcast, live on YouTube in just about 10 minutes, Jbird, take us there with a lovely thought, my friend.
There's a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. Yeah, Virginia.
Is there more of it?
That's the point. It really exposes people's dumbness.
Where's the end?
It exposes Virginia for being
Do you
dumb.
think, it does, huh? Yeah, just put, yeah, calls her out, huh?
Whatever. You're just dialing it in.
Listen.
Look at you listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF. Lucky.